Viewer requested video for today, guys. Now, for most campers, we know how to operate a propane lantern, but this is a learning channel, which means if you don't know, you don't know, and you need to be taught. Now, if you have a good idea for an episode, or you just want to learn, go ahead and throw it in the comments. If it's a good one, I'll go ahead and do it, even if it's something I've done a million times. Now, let's get started on propane lanterns. This is a propane lantern, and so it runs off of propane. Now, we'll start off, we got two options. We're going to start off with these. These are small disposable cylinders that hold about 1 pound, and it will run my lantern for about 8 or so hours. Unfortunately, these are going to get quite expensive. They're anywhere from $5 to $6, and they're trash after that. The next option, and I use almost exclusively this is an 11-pound cylinder. More commonly, they're 20 pounds. This is a little bit smaller. And this thing costs about $8 to $9 refill when empty. And I get to reuse it as much as I want, and it holds 11 versus 2 of those cost more than what it costs to refill just one of these. Now, when I run these big cylinders, a lot of times I'm actually not just running the lantern, I'm also running a stove and sometimes a heater to warm up my feet while I'm cooking. Now, when using the smaller tanks, these can connect to the lantern directly. They're just threaded right on the bottom. The threads match perfectly for the lantern. And quite simple, you just screw it right on and there you go. That's simple. With these bigger tanks, you're going to need an adapter, and a lot of times they'll have a spot for 1 lantern and 2 hoses. So just keep that in mind. If you get these bigger tanks, you're going to need that adapter first. Now, let's talk about the mantles. And these are what these little white sacks below here, this is what's going to light up and give you your light when it's turned on. Now, they come in 2 different types. Ones are held tied on by strings, and some have these little metal clips. People are 50-50 which ones they prefer better. But let's say, for the sake of argument, we need to go ahead and replace them. For this lantern, I'm just going to pull the handle off, and it's threaded on the top, in this case. Now, if you have super oily hands, go clean them first. This piece of glass here is called a globe, and if you have oily hands, it can cause it to break when you light your lantern. So for the sake of argument, we're going to go ahead and remove these and just say they are trash. Now, before you put your new mantles on, it's not uncommon to get bugs that come up. There's little holes, little vent holes in the bottom. It's not uncommon for bugs to get in there, so you may tap your lantern and get all the moths that go up. Moths are attracted by light. Another thing I want to go over is your globe. Once again, if you have oily hands, make sure you clean them first. This will break. Also, one downside of lanterns is when it rains, you need to turn these off because a raindrop hitting this glass mantle can cause it to shatter. I've even had a juicy June bug hit it once, and it was enough liquid to cause them to break. So just keep that in mind. Now, when attaching these mantles, I'm going to use the threaded type, the sake of argument, because when you buy a lantern, they generally will give you the cheaper type, which are the ones that actually have a thread around them. You're going to go ahead and place it, and you can use whatever knot you're wanting to use. I don't care if you use a granny knot, just use whatever. Now, once you're done tying your knots, you're going to have to go ahead and trim these. I already went ahead and trimmed these little excess strings off, and maybe leave about a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch behind. Make sure the mantle is stretched all the way around this ring, that's not bunched up to one side. You can kind of see it right here. We want it to equally be spread around the ring, and we're going to take this outside and we're going to light it and go to the next step. Now that we're outside in a well ventilated area, it's now time to ignite both these mantles. We're just going to get this started first. Now, if you're curious where I got these matches, I'll leave a little video below. It's just super windy today. So people are 50-50 on this. Some people ignite it once the gas is turned on. I always try to get them going before I actually turn on the gas. This does have a actually, let me pull this off. This does actually have a self-igniter. But always keep the globe off when you're getting this started because it produces a lot of black smoke, which we don't want. Now that it's getting a little windy, we'll go ahead and put our globe back on because we don't want these to get damaged. Make sure this is lined up. Now it's going to get hot here really, really fast, so I got to go hurry up and do this. And just put our handle on and then we're complete. So what do you think about propane lanterns now? Pretty easy if you ask me. There's something about the warm glow of a gas-powered lantern that, to me, electric lanterns can't duplicate. I can't see myself ever going camping with an electric lantern. I know everybody's different on that, but there's just something unique about having gas lanterns. I hope this video was to help some of you newcomers, and if you like this video, give it a like, thumbs up. And this is Adam with T260, and have a very wonderful camping day.